How to become an optimistic person. People who have known me in recent years would probably not believe what I'm about to admit to you, but there was a good 10 years there from my teens into my early 20s when I was a huge pessimist. I was always looking at the downside. Bad things were always happening. Now I understand it's because I was always looking at the downside, because now I understand how energy and the law of attraction works. But because I started studying energy and how the law of attraction works, I was able to shift from being a very negative, pessimistic person into a pretty positive and optimistic person. So if you would like to make that shift, even just a little bit, and I'm not talking about toxic positivity, there's no space for toxic positivity, but real good, healthy positivity, if you'd like to make that shift, then stick around because I'm going to give you my roadmap on how I did it. If that sounds good to you, give me a thumbs up and check and see if you're a subscriber here. And if not, please click that subscribe button and the little bell so that you get notifications when we drop videos like this to help you live a happier and more successful life. I'll be right back.
GILD Coaching. More success, less stress.
There are several things that you can tweak or check in your life to help your mind be more oriented toward the positive, how to be a more positive, happy, and optimistic person. It will change the reality that you're living in by changing the way that you look at your reality. All right, so get ready because I've got several points to share with you today, and it will help if you take notes. So I always have a pen with me. Grab a pen, grab some paper, or if you don't have a pen and paper, open the comment section, take notes with your thumbs there. Make sure that you liked this video. If this is on your list of liked videos, you can go back in, look at your notes anytime. Easy peasy. Okay, number one, write down your accomplishments. This is what that does. All right, I've shown you in the last video that I showed you, I've got my beaten up GILD Coaching sticker on here. I should probably replace that. It's all peeling off. Anyway, I've got my journal here, and this has a success and celebration tab on it. So that is where I write down my accomplishments and how I'm going to celebrate those accomplishments. Do you know what that does? It gives me a history of accomplishments because everybody, I don't care who you are, the most successful person in the world reaches a day when they're like, oh, what did I accomplish today? Or I didn't accomplish this goal, or this didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. And those thoughts can be overwhelming. But when you go back to that journal of just individual accomplishments that you've made, it's literally a history of you, written by you, about things that you've done well, things that you've accomplished. And so it can pull you right back out. So it helps your mindset in the moment when you're actually journaling that thing down. And I don't mean to like journal it down in really, really hard, long prose or anything like that. It could be just like little bullet point things. I don't know if you can see any of this, but little tiny, I'm doing this for that, and this is that, and this happened, and whatever. And so like little tiny bullet points. I call it a bullet journal. You don't even have to write in full sentences. Just write down those little things. It takes just a couple seconds, not even 30, like 4 or 8. Okay, so write down your accomplishments. Okay, number 2, look at the 5 people you're around the most. Vibrations matter, y'all. We're always talking about us having a high vibration. If you are around low vibration people, you absorb that. So you can contribute to them if they're open to absorbing your vibration. You can contribute to them elevating theirs. But it's better for you really to focus on only exposing yourself continually to people who have really high vibes. So look at the 5 people who you interact with the most and do your very, very best to engineer that group of people to be more positive than negative. All right, number 3, I say this so often, I'll go right back to this journal of mine, gratitude. When you practice gratitude, you bookend your day with it. Start with one simple gratitude point, end with one simple gratitude point. You are predisposing your brain to find things for which to be grateful. And when you are sitting in a space, and this is scientifically proven, when you're sitting in a space of gratitude, appreciation, and acceptance, your brain is operating at a higher vibration and it releases stress. So it's healthy for you. It's healthy for you. And when you do that, when you look for things that are already going well, when you're looking for things that you already like in your life, then you are training your brain to look for positive things. And you can see how that will be an upward spiral to optimism. All right, number 4. Are we on 4? I'm looking at my notes. Oh, I like this one. Come up with a daily mantra. And your daily mantra can change. It doesn't have to, you don't have to come up with one now and in 10 years it's the same mantra. But come up with a daily mantra. One that I like that's just kind of generic that anybody can have is I kind of wrap it in with gratitude as well, but I'm so happy and grateful for this new day, and I am open to all of the miracles and magic that are held within it for me. It's kind of long. You can also say, I am a positive, happy person. That's a great mantra that is stated as an I am affirmation statement. But come up with some sort of a statement that you can hold as your personal mantra. I'm successful. I am full of love and acceptance for other people. I help make the world a happier place by loving people one individual at a time. Something like that. Just come up with your personal mantra. All right, that's number 4. Number 5. This one is interesting. Okay, so if you're one of those people who makes negative predictions like, oh, I'm not going to like this party because this person's going to be there and blah, 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 blah. If you're one of those people, which is like 80% of people, after the event happens, after your negative prediction event happens, I want you to go back and compare the negative prediction with any positives that actually happened. Find positives that happened there. You will eventually convince yourself to stop making the negative predictions because most of what exists in that situation for you is in fact positive. Everybody wins. Okay, and lastly, be present. Put away the cell phone, get away from the electronics, make eye contact with people. If I sat here on these videos and instead of looking you directly in the eye, I'm looking down all the time, I'm like, yeah, you can be positive if you want to do blah, 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 and I'm working on other stuff, are you going to actually think that I care about you hearing this or about helping you? No, you matter. So I pause everything else. I put everything on do not disturb. I come in here. I record this for you. I look at you. I care. I'm present. I'm here. Same as when I'm with a client, whether we're in person or usually over Zoom or FaceTime or something like that. We look at each other. We're here. We're present. It's part of mindfulness. Practicing active presence with other humans. And you can do that too. Be present. When you're present, what you're doing is you're shutting out all of the noise from everything else that is otherwise vying for your momentary attention. It is a way to bring active mindfulness into your every moment. It helps to reduce your stress. And when your body, when your mind is under lower stress, it feels free. It's like a breath of fresh air. And when it feels free and it has that breath of fresh air, it automatically lilts toward the positive. So those are 6 ways that you can predispose yourself to the positive so that you can become a more optimistic person. I'm optimistically hoping that this was helpful to you. So give me a thumbs up. And if you didn't already, subscribe and hit the bell so you learn the next time that we drop a video like this to help you live a happier and more successful life. See you soon.